Damn, it's just basketball. It's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back, my people. Welcome back. The great Isiah Thomas, who I would say is at least a top 5 point guard of all time, seems to be someone who is not content with their career. Seems to be someone who, honestly, I would say is probably somewhat envious of Michael Jordan. And we know ever since The Last Dance happened, Isiah Thomas has been on a crusade to make sure everyone knows that he does not think Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He thinks anybody else is the GOAT, but Michael Jordan, and him himself, he believes he does not get enough credit for what he accomplished in the NBA. And actually, you know, to some degree, I would agree with that he doesn't get enough credit, but I would say there is a reason for that, and Isiah Thomas is at fault for why he doesn't get enough credit. So anyway, Charles Oakley was on The Art of Dialogue, and they discussed Isiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. And so we're going to check out this clip, and we will be right back.
For him to try to blame Mike for this and blame Mike for not having him on the dream team, that was just absolute not crazy, because, you know, like I said, Bird, Magic, all them guys was on there, and him and Magic was best friend. Chuck Daly was his coach. So I guess everybody's seeing that something was about him, and you seeing to this day, that's why they probably didn't want him on there. He do a lot of sneaky stuff. Mike owed him apology. For what? You wouldn't even shake his hand when they beat y'all. Y'all was beating up on them and they were taking it. But he's a sore loser. And now they beat them. He tried to sneak past them, Lambeer. I couldn't believe, you know, but, you know, I guess some teams hang together. But that was a bad, it looked bad because you was beating the Bulls. Now if the Bulls beat you, you're gonna be disrespected. But you know, Mike just don't want to deal with him. And he be saying to this day, Mike don't have to apologize to me and da. Isiah, Mike don't even think about you. You know, that's why he did what he did in The Last Dance. And, you know, you talking about, if I knew he was going to say this and that, you know how he felt about you. You just want some cameras on him. That's what he wanted. He wants some spotlights on it, but it backfired on him.
Okay. So you heard the clip. Charles Oakley is basically saying, look, Isiah Thomas, you knew how Michael Jordan felt about you before The Last Dance. So this whole Last Dance thing seems to be just an excuse. And I'm going to say this. To me, over the years, there has been rumblings about Isiah being a two-faced type of character, about Isiah Thomas being a duplicitous type of character. So, you know, the thing with Isiah Thomas is, again, it's just like these modern day NBA players. It's like you don't want to accept the consequences for your actions. Again, whenever Isiah Thomas addresses the whole thing about the Pistons playing rougher than the teams back then, he tries to, play it off by saying, oh, well, everybody played rough back then. And that is true. Obviously, the NBA was much tougher back then, but it's a difference between playing tough and what the Detroit Pistons brand of basketball was. And their brand of basketball was, we are willing to injure you to win. And that's a whole different kind of thing. And that's why they got the rap that they got. And instead of just being satisfied that, hey, we got to win 2 championships playing this way, Isiah Thomas wants to much like LeBron James and all these modern NBA players, he wants to not take responsibility for how the Detroit Pistons won. And so the other thing that Charles Oakley said, and he has said this before, he said, look, Isiah, Michael Jordan isn't thinking about you. Like Isiah Thomas keeps talking about he wants this apology and it'll have to be a public apology. He's like, look, Michael Jordan isn't thinking about you. And I think this is a lesson. It should be a lesson for Isiah Thomas, but even more importantly, it should be a lesson for LeBron James and all of the fanboys, is that Michael Jordan isn't thinking about you guys. Again, while LeBron James, I know fanboys, LeBron again, I know, here we are, once again, me explaining something about your king to you, but it ties in because I've said before, Isiah Thomas has this same kind of character. Obviously, he was a much better player than LeBron James ever was, but a similar mentality in some ways. But yeah, LeBron James spends all this time, with Unclutched Sports trying to put narratives out there to tear down Michael Jordan's legacy and do this and do that to try to make himself look like he's better than he is. And at the end of the day, Michael Jordan isn't thinking about you. Michael Jordan doesn't have to think about you because Michael Jordan, he left his case on the court. And his case on the court was good enough so that in 2025, 22 years since Michael Jordan has played in the NBA, people still overwhelmingly see him as the GOAT, and not just see him as the GOAT, so much so that the NBA has had to bring back Michael Jordan to fix what LeBron James has broken. But yeah, so, like I said, Isiah Thomas has this similar kind of mentality in that he doesn't want to accept the price for the way the Detroit Pistons played. Again, you not being on the dream team, even though it is known that Michael Jordan did say that, hey, if Isiah Thomas is on there, I don't want to play. But like Charles Oakley was saying, Magic was your best friend at the time, supposedly. Chuck Daly was your coach. Why didn't these guys campaign for you to be on the dream team? Why didn't these guys try to go to bat on your behalf to be on the dream team? There has to be a reason for that. There has to be a reason why your own coach didn't go to bat for you, who you won a championship, who you won 2 championships with. They didn't go to bat for you to be on the dream team. And I would imagine that's because your own coach knows how you are. And the last, we're going to wrap this video up. But the last thing, and I'll try to leave the link to the interview with Art of Dialogue in the description, because I didn't play this part of the interview. But Charles Oakley also said that Isiah Thomas did a lot of sneaky things, and he did a lot of deplorable things like threatening people with his connections in Chicago. Basically the kind that wants to smile in front of the camera and appear like he's squeaky clean and this innocent guy, much like LeBron James, in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, he's doing deplorable things. So anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think of Charles Oakley saying, look, Isiah, you already knew before The Last Dance how Michael Jordan felt about you. And saying that, hey, Isiah Thomas is a duplicitous kind of character. He's a sneaky kind of character. And, he keeps on thinking that he's gonna get some apology from Michael Jordan, and Charles Oakley is like, Mike is not thinking about you. He's not thinking about you. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.